Welcome back to GDT Tech Reviews. In this video we are going to do a detailed review and pick the top 5 Huawei smartphones, 2021. So let us get started and the review based on our studies and small research. If you have any personal suggestion, do let us know in the comment section. If you are for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon for more videos. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use to for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. So let's get started. The P40 Lite looks nothing like the rest of the P40 range, which is a departure from previous design strategy where the Lite models would mimic the design language of the flagships. Instead, the P40 Lite version has much more rounded corners than the distinctly angular square-cut corners of the Pro. This makes it a lot more user-friendly to handle and certainly more comfortable when pressed against our ear cartilage. The square camera bump housing the 4 sensors on the rear is not subtle, but it's not ugly either. The overriding concern is that, placed off-center, it causes some rocking when you're using the phone flat on a table. Assuming you're putting your phone in a cover of sorts, this is probably not a deal-breaker issue for most people. The hole-punch front camera is well positioned in the top left corner where it disappears into the phone's black status bar, or under the left thumb of a gamer, or into the black bars down the side of a video. The 6.4-inch FHD Plus screen. Huawei P30 Mobile was launched in March 2019. The phone comes with a 6.10-inch touchscreen display with a resolution of 1080 by 2340 pixels. Huawei P30 is powered by a 1.8 GHz octa-core high-silicon Kirin 980 processor that features 2 cores clocked at 2.6 GHz, 2 cores clocked at 1.92 GHz and 4 cores clocked at 1.8 GHz. It comes with 6 GB of RAM. The Huawei P30 runs Android Pie and is powered by a 3650 mAh battery. As far as the cameras are concerned, the Huawei P30 on the rear packs a 40-megapixel primary camera with an f/1.8 aperture, a 16-megapixel camera with an f/2.2 aperture, and an 8-megapixel camera with an f/2.4 aperture. The display is massive, measuring 6.39 inches diagonally, and has a suitably high QHD Plus resolution with support for HDR. Dolby Vision isn't supported. Huawei lets reduce this if you want, or you can set it to scale automatically based on what you're doing. It's an OLED panel, which means blacks are deep, colors are punchy, and you get little conveniences such as an always-on mode. The phone has an incredible screen-to-body ratio, as the display curves to the left and right sides, and the chin at the bottom is very small. The notch on the top isn't too deep, but it is wide, to accommodate all the sensors. There are multiple display customization options including color mode and color temperature. All of this combined makes the Mate 20 Pro look absolutely stunning, and it's easily one of the best smartphone displays in the market. The Mate 20 Pro also has Gorilla Glass protection, although we're yet to get a confirmation from Huawei about the version it's using. The Mate 20 Pro features an in-display fingerprint sensor, which is placed closer to the middle of the display rather than towards the bottom. It's quite ergonomic, as your thumb lines up with the sensor easily, without having to reach for it. It works fairly well, although we did face a few instances when it had a bit of trouble recognizing our fingerprint. Like all in-display sensors, there's a slight but perceptible lag before it can read your fingerprint. When you lift the phone, a little fingerprint symbol appears, telling you where to place your finger. You get a little animation when it's being recognized. Other than unlocking the phone, you can use your registered fingerprints to access locked apps and a private space. You can even program a specific fingerprint to launch the Pay app directly from the lock screen. The volume and power buttons are placed on the right of the phone, and they have a good clicky feel to them. We also love the contrasting red color given to the power button, which adds to the phone's style. On the top, we have an IR emitter for controlling infrared electronics, while at the bottom we have a USB Type-C port and a dual nano SIM tray. The phone supports dual 4G with VO LTE, which is nice. The Mate 20 Pro also supports Huawei's custom NM card format for storage expansion, which is a smaller version of the microSD standard and can fit in the second SIM slot. The company unveiled this format at the global launch of the Mate 20 Pro, and has promised capacities of up to 256 GB. One thing that Huawei has been vocal about is that all facets of the P30 Pro, from its external appearance to the selection of notification sounds, are supposed to have been inspired by nature. In particular, Huawei has taken inspiration from salt flats, natural desert-like expanses where dry mineral deposits glisten in the sunlight. Thanks to a 9-layer nano-optical coating, the glass rear panel of the Huawei P30 Pro exhibits swirling, shifting colors depending on how you look at it. There are supposed to be 3 color finishes with subtle color gradients representing different times of the day, plus a neutral black, but only 2 are available in India. Breathing Crystal and Aurora both have bluish gradients, but the former is much lighter with white and lilac accents, while the latter is deep and saturated with teal at the top and dark purple at the bottom. The reddish-orange amber sunrise and plain black options have not been launched in India, which is a pity. The Huawei Mate 40 Pro feels great in the hand, with its glass back and glass screen sandwiching an aluminum frame. The dimensions are 162.9 by 75.5 by 9.1 mm and it weighs 212 grams, and while those measurements make it seem pretty big, for a phone of its screen size, the Mate 40 Pro doesn't feel overly huge. The curved edge display, which helps the phone fit snugly in your palm, adds to this impression. We found the power button and volume rocker, both on the right edge of the phone, easy to reach. People with smaller hands might find it a little trickier to hit the higher up rocker, but most will be able to reach the power button easily enough. The Mate 30 Pro didn't actually have a volume rocker, as on that phone Huawei debuted tech that allowed you to slide your finger up and down the curved screen edge to change the volume. Given that the rocker has returned here, we'd guess that particular novelty didn't catch on. There's no 3.5mm headphone jack here, so fans of wired audio will have to use a converter with the USB-C port in order to use their existing wired headphones, or look for USB-C wired headphones, although there are few options around at the moment. The back of the phone feels sleek, but you might find that its appearance detracts from the overall impression of elegance, as our review unit quickly became a canvas of fingerprint marks. This was on the black version of the phone, and it's also available in silver, which might not show off finger smudges as much. At launch, green, yellow and white versions of the Mate 40 Pro were also unveiled, and we'd say these look a lot more striking than the black model, although we haven't seen them on sale anywhere yet. The Huawei Mate 40 Pro display looks pretty great, though the paucity of streaming service apps means that opportunities for annoying it are somewhat limited.